Bring up the rankings again, please, Brian. We'll do this time next year, Anthony, and we'll all get a choice. We'll all do this. We'll all make a pick. The champion of each division this time next year. And if you're watching at home, we want you to play along as well. And we'll hold us all accountable to this. So we'll start off with Davison, the flyweight champion this time next year. Who's it going to be? I'll lead the dance. And I'm going to say Davison Figueiredo.
I think it'd be Moreno.
All right, Brian and Harrington.
I'm going to say Manel Cape.
Oh, hot take.
He's good though. He's good.
He's got a top 6 fight coming up that puts him right within striking distance. Think people are going to be done with Figueiredo versus Moreno.
Hold on.
Oh, Bozzy's pretty good too.
Harrington, I will say this. We have a lot of weight classes to get through. We just need a pick. We need a concise little sentence or two on the reason why. Then we got to move on. Otherwise, it's going to be a 7-hour-long podcast. We've got women's weight divisions. We've got is there a 145-pound weight class there or not? Lots of weight classes. You've said your pick. Now shut up. Bantamweight, my pick.
I still think we have a couple years left of Moreno, David's. Yeah.
I
think we have a couple of years left of that.
7 more fights. But Brian, did you make a pick?
Brian, did you make one?
I think it's going to be Brandon Moreno or Davidson Figueiredo. Like it's going to be one of those dudes for the next 4 years.
You just need one name. One name.
Let's go with Moreno next year.
Jesus Christ, that was like pulling teeth.
I'm sorry.
Right. Bantamweight division. I'm just going to start it off. Cheeto Vera. This time next year, Cheeto rules the roost. What say you? Harrington at the top. We're going to go down the list. Quick.
This time next year, I'm going to say Sean O'Malley. 2024 Cheeto.
All right. I'm going to tell Cheeto that you said that. Brian, who do you say?
Yeah, probably Sean O'Malley. I think they're going to push him.
We've just had Cheeto on the show, guys.
Honestly, this isn't just saying this because Cheeto was on the show. I truly believe if you look at everyone above Cheeto, I would pick Cheeto over every single one of those guys.
Yeah,
I think it's Cheeto.
I think Cheeto beats everybody.
No, you don't. You just said that this time next year, it's O'Malley. Whatever. Moving up to 45. I mean, I think
we all know
Volkanovski. It's Volkanovski, I think.
We know the answer.
Are we all agreed on Volkanovski there?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to say he vacates, doesn't come back down to 45. Arnold Allen is the new champion at 145.
Oh, interesting take, Harrington. I like that. That's good. All right. Islam Makhachev at lightweight, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, fighting Volkanovski. This time next year, I mean, when you look at the list of people, he beat Oliveira. I think he'd probably take care of Poirier a similar way to the way Khabib did. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Islam.
I think Volk has both belts at the end of next year.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
There's a chance, There's a chance.
I'm going to be honest, though. I have a lot of belief in Beneil. I think if Volkanovski beats Makhachev, I think Beneil beats Volkanovski.
Interesting.
So I'm going to say Volkanovski. Or no, I'm going to say Beneil Dariush, sorry.
Beneil Dariush getting some love. I like that. Harrington, did you make a pick?
No, I'm also going to go with Volkanovski.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got simply because last time I said that one of Khabib's camp, and last time I said Oliveira might beat Islam. My God. I got so if I said that Volkanovski beats him, which he has a very good chance of doing, let's be honest, that's a tough fight for both men. But still, I'll stay with Islam. All right, this is a tricky one. Welterweight. What do we think? Anthony Smith, you start.
I'm going to say Hamzat. I do. I think that he probably has to fight one more time, and I don't think it matters unless. Well, yeah, it's because it's a rubber match. If it's Usman Edwards, no matter who the winner is, that's the end of the rubber match. So. And I think Hamzat beats, short of Colby, I don't think anyone gives him too many problems.
And as much as I'm going to get shit from the UK massive for saying this, I agree with you. I agree. I think Hamzat is the champion in waiting once he gets his shot. Obviously, the big thing for him is making weight, but he has done that many, many times. He's only missed weight once, to be fair, and everyone's allowed a little little faux pas, shall we say. Yeah, I think Hamzat, I mean, even if Kamaru was to beat Leon, I think Hamzat would beat Leon. But I don't know, actually. That's a tricky one.
Even I think the one caveat there is Kamaru. He's a pretty goddamn good wrestler. He's pretty damn big too. He could, I don't know, but even if they're stuck striking, like Hamzat's pretty damn good on his feet.
What a fight, though! Kamaru Usman versus Hamzat Chimaev.
And I don't think that, I want to be clear here because I don't want everyone in the UK to get mad. I don't think that Kamaru is a better striker than Leon. I think Leon is probably the best pure striker other than Stephen Thompson in the division. I think that because the wrestling would be, I think that Kamaru can neutralize the wrestling and grappling of Hamzat probably better than anybody else, like him and Colby. Him and Colby both can neutralize his wrestling a little bit, but Kamaru's a more powerful striker than Colby is, so he creates more danger on his feet. I think that's why that fight is interesting.
But here is an interesting one, and there is a lot of debate here at welterweight. And Brandon Harrison, please be ready in just a second. If I'm not mistaken, we haven't seen Hamzat go 5 rounds, and that is the one thing that makes the fight with Colby questionable. The one thing with Kamaru makes it questionable. And also, to be fair, we got to give credit to the champ, Leon Edwards, gets the knockout in round 5. He's always dangerous, and we're talking about Kamaru versus Hamzat because I would like to see the clash of wrestling. You know what I mean?
That's what it is. I'm not discrediting Leon. It's the wrestling I want to see kind of butt up against each other and see what happens.
But could Hamzat beat Kamaru in a 5-round fight? Harrington and Brian, what do you guys think?
And I'm skipping, you guys are tinfoil in a microwave right now, but I would say Colby Covington ends the year as the champion. Colby Covington can get a win against Hamzat Chimaev. Again, grind it out. I think if Gilbert Burns had another 3 minutes in his fight that he could have gotten the win against Hamzat, Colby would, I think, take him to deep waters. And then, if Leon gets past Usman, which is totally possible because we've seen it now, I think that Colby's an even bigger wrestling threat and could pose problems for Leon in a 5-round fight.
I think it all really just depends on what Kamaru looks like when he comes back, if he gets a little chinny or not. Because if he just comes back solid as a rock, I think he has the belt again at the end of next year.
So hold on, who does? Sorry,
I think Kamaru Usman, if he comes back not chinny from getting knocked out, I think he has the belt.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Leon. I'm gonna say Leon just because got to give him some love here. And
it's possible. I mean, he could beat. To be fair, he could beat Usman again in March, and then not fight again until February. Like, who knows? He might hold on to it and just hang out. Like, who knows?
All right. This is going to be a longer one, I think, but because the middleweight division, obviously Pereira, and he's probably going to fight Adesanya again. But let's be honest, Adesanya is the perfect matchup. 2 kickboxers. A lot of the people there, certainly a Robert Whittaker, a Derek Brunson, the grapplers essentially are going to give him problems. Anthony, who do you say? Who do you say is champ next year?
No doubt in my mind.
Bastard.
No doubt in my mind. It is Robert Whittaker. I truly believe that. Listen, people roast me all the time for saying this. Robert Whittaker is the best middleweight on the planet.
True.
Across all organizations, he is the best. Israel Adesanya is just a terrible matchup for him stylistically. As far as his skills and abilities, he's far and above anybody else in the division. He just has such a tough time with Izzy. And Izzy is just more effective in their competitions. But I still think there's an argument that if there was different judges sitting in that cage side in their last fight, Robert Whittaker could have won that fight. So it's close. I think Robert Whittaker smokes Pahea. He's already beat Cannonier. He beat Vittori. He beat Brunson. I think he does Paulo Costa, Strickland, Delize. It's Robert Whittaker, in my opinion. He's the best middleweight in the world.
I'm with you right there. And the path to that happening this is what would have to happen. Pereira beats Adesanya in their rematch. That opens the door for a Pereira versus Whittaker. because he is next in line for a shot. That's without question. And I think he out-grapples him, takes him down, probably gets a submission or a ground and pound finish. I'm with you. Whittaker. Boys?
I say somebody is going to jump the line on Robert Whittaker, right? Israel Adesanya, Pereira, they have their rematch. I think Pereira does win that. I think that's where Khamzat does actually get the fight against Pereira once he isn't matched up against anyone. And I see Khamzat winning that fight for sure.
Hot take. Read all about it. Beep, 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 beep. News just in. Harrington says, no, but that's actually really smart because he is calling. He's calling for that fight. That's a good choice, Harrington. Brian?
That was good.
Oh, shit. Now that he just said that, Khamzat might be the champion next year.
Oh, God. Khamzat's taking all the belts.
If I'm Khamzat, though, that's what I would do. I would go to middleweight in a heartbeat. I mean, stylistically, he's goddamn huge. He matches up well with Izzy. He matches up well with Whittaker, Cannonier, all those guys.
Also, any perceived cardio issues that he has will be helped by going to 185 and not having those drastic cuts. Right, listen, light heavyweight, this has been a hot potato, been passed around all over the place. It's currently, who was the champ? Oh, there is no champ. It's vacant.
Yeah.
It's vacant. So we've got Glover versus, Jamal Hill going down. Yuri's going to come back. There's one guy called Anthony Smith in the mix. I mean, we'll end on you, Anthony, because it's a tricky one for you.
Okay.
No. Brian, who do you think? Champ next year.
I'm putting the good vibes out there. I think Anthony has a good chance of getting a fight that gets him a championship fight, and then, there's nobody you can't beat. You know what I mean? So
the crowd goes wild in applause. The people in the YouTube comment section now are going crazy. I mean, if you look at this,
called just a suck up.
Yeah, potentially, and probably accurately so.
Whatever.
I guess it all depends. Listen, I think for Glover and for Jamal, it's a really tough fight stylistically. Jamal could connect and get that big knockout like he has done. Glover could get the takedown and expose his experience and his advantage in the grappling department and maybe win like that. But Glover's getting on. I don't think either of those guys will hold on to it for too long. This time next year, Yuri Prohaska probably comes back. In the meantime, Anthony comes back. He fucking makes a win. He gets a fucking victory. He comes in. He fights for the belt. Anthony Lionheart Smith will become the second world UFC champion as a co-host or a host of the Believe You Me podcast. That's what we do here. We breed goddamn champions. Anthony Smith will be the champion this time next year. Anthony, what say you, brother? What say you?
Well, hold on. I want to hear Harrington's tin hat first.
Yeah, Harrington.
Is Khamzat going to come to 205 too?
Yeah.
That's the real worry. That's the real worry. No, Volkanovski gets back to rugby weight. And no. I mean, realistically, Jamal came on here and said it. You deserve the title shot after he goes and beats Glover Teixeira. So in my mind, you're already getting that title fight somewhere around International Fight Week, if I had to guess. And at that point, yeah, sure, take the next half of the year off as champion of the world.
See,
Anthony
it's not
Smith.
Suck up math.
Yeah, this is just how it works.
Honestly, guys, this is going to make it sound like I'm just making some shit up, but I think Jamal, I just have this feeling that Jamal does beat Glover. And I don't think they're looking at matching me up in March, but I don't think I'm going to fight again. I really don't. I think that I'll go to Brazil and be the backup. I think Jamal Hill beats Glover Teixeira. Yuri Prohaska's out. Magomed Ankalaev is out. Jan Blachowicz is seemingly coming off a loss as far as the UFC is concerned. Alexander Rakic is injured. I think Anthony Smith versus Jamal Hill for the 205 title sometime in the summer, and I am the year's champion.
I mean, come on. Wouldn't that be something? I mean, talk about, all right, granted, I'm sure you were very annoyed. I mean, we talked about it. You were shocked. It was a shock for everyone. But...
Oh, wait, speaking of Jamal Hill, I go there on Thursday.
Oh, to go train?
I fly out there on Thursday. I was supposed to go tomorrow, but I double booked myself in my schedule. So I'm excited to get out there with him and honestly, this is going to sound crazy. I'm excited to help him. I love coaching, and I love coaching at like the highest level. So I'm like, I have all this like experience and knowledge like we talked about last week, and I'm just excited to help him out.
No, that's beautiful. And we can't wait to hear all about it. getting back to the game. Francis
Sorry, my
Ngannou.
bad.
He's no. It's just that we're on little mini versions of us, and there's people on the screen. Francis Ngannou. Who will be the champion? I'm gonna get John Jones. That's my pick.
Curtis Blades. No, wait, there's Tom though, but he's coming off a loss. He's gonna have to get a win first, and he doesn't have enough time. I think it's Curtis Blades.
Yeah, Tom said he's not fighting. He's not planning on fighting at UFC London in March. It's a little bit too soon. So yeah, probably have to get 2 wins. So that'll take him into the next year because we're Team Tom all the way, of course. But
for sure,
yeah, I think John Jones comes back and maybe gets knocked the fuck out of Francis Ngannou. Let's be honest, but there's a good chance he becomes champion as well. I'll say that for a hot take, boys.
I think Cyril Gane is going to be the champion at the end of the next year. I think he just got surprised by Francis Ngannou's just like wrestling ability that just came out of nowhere, apparently. And I don't think he's going to get taken advantage of the way he did if they fight again next year. I think he's a better striker I think he's probably the best striker at heavyweight at the moment. And
definitely agree with that.
And that's Francis Ngannou's bread and butter. So if you can just piece, like we saw Stipe do in the first fight, just that, I think Cyril Gane has that exact game plan to a victory.
I got one name and one name only. Dude, the title's coming back to Russia with Sergey Pavlovich. That dude is a monster. It's a monster.
That's true. He fucking terrified me in that last fight.
No. You're absolutely right. So this is interesting. Oh, do we have 4 different picks? I've got John. You've got Sergey Harrington. Brian has Cyril. Who was yours, Anthony?
Curtis Blades.
Curtis Blades. That's interesting. We've all got a different pick. Yeah. Hotly contested at heavyweight. All right. Now we get into the female bantamweight division.
No, that's pound for pound. It's
pound for pound.
Pound. We'll start with Zhang Weili. She's the current champion. And I say this time next year, she's still the champ.
Totally agree. I think it's Zhang Weili.
I mean, Rose. I always like a Rose fight. She could definitely make a way to a championship fight this year.
That's your pick. All right, yep. two Zhangs, 1 Rose. Harrington, Zhang, Rose. Are you going to come with a Limoges?
No, or is Hamzat coming to?
Yeah. Hamzat's growing a wig. Okay, he's putting a wig on and putting a dress, a bit of lipstick.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry, Harrington.
No, I'm gonna take Rose, but again, we'll get to it in flyweight. Why?
Okay, so what we've got here is the producers versus the talent. Okay, the talent says Zhang, the producers say Rose.
Oh, last time this happened, I think I want some money.
Good. Flyweight, Shevchenko all day. Don't see anyone. I mean, Manon Fiorot has an ability. She's going to be, I think, give Shevchenko one of her toughest fights. In fact, Talia Santos gave her a tough fight. I thought at the time, I haven't rewatched it, Santos actually beat Shevchenko back in Singapore. But still, Shevchenko, I mean, everyone's day does come. You can't stay on top forever. And it has been quite some time now. But I still think she's got 1 more year, or maybe even longer. But certainly 2023 will end with her still on top.
Man, I'm going Talia Santos, man. I watched the fight regular. I watched it in slow motion. I watched it backwards. I stood on my head and watched it upside down, and she lost that damn fight.
That's some weird viewing you got going on there, Anthony.
No, all bullshit aside.
Try watching it with one eye. See what
that's what the problem is. I need to start as one eye in it. No, I do. I think Santos is. Who knows? Maybe Shevchenko comes back and they rematch, and she fixes all the things she had problems with. But you know what? I just talked myself out of it. Probably Shevchenko.
I mean, they make Marvel movies about her. She's absolutely going to be the champion until she decides she doesn't want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
So the reason why I think Rose Namajunas will be the champion of strawweight, similar to the Volkanovski thing, it's because Zhang Weili is going to go up and challenge Valentina. I mean, they've talked about it. They both talked about this fight being on the horizon for both of them. They're both looking forward to it, and I think Zhang gets that done.
So who's going to be the champ though?
Zhang Weili, champion of flyweight.
Ooh.
You think she's going up?
I think she's going up. She beats
Valentina?
Sure. I think she beats Valentina. Yes, certainly.
That's an interesting take as well.
That's a hell of a fight too.
That's a great fight. And that would sell. some
Oh,
pay-per-views.
A Russian super soldier versus a Chinese super soldier.
Raised in electronic wombs, we have the best of Russia, the best of China, while the rest of the world just shits their pants in fear. Okay, featherweight. Do we have to have this conversation?
I don't think we do.
No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. There it is, guys. I hope you played along at home. Hope you had some fun there.
We just skipped it. We don't even say her name.
We also
Amanda
skip
Nunes,
bantamweight
and featherweight.
featherweight.
Nunez. Stop
Just
the
because we know who the
craziness.
champion's gonna be.
There's literally no one in the rankings under her at featherweight. It's just her.
Which is hilarious.